Once we have calculated the amount received from debtors, the amount paid to creditors during the year, the third step is to calculate the amount of cash paid on account of expenses. Now students, remember here, you are not trying to calculate the amount of expenses. What we are trying to do is to calculate the amount of cash paid on account of expenses. So for this purpose, the first thing that is required is expenses as given in profit and loss account. Now students, remember this figure will include the expenses incurred during the year, whether they have been paid or not paid. So out of this we are required to calculate the cash component. We will add outstanding in the beginning and prepaid at the end, and deduct outstanding at the end and prepaid expenses in the beginning. Once these adjustments have been made, we will get cash paid for expenses during the year. This would represent the payment made on account of expenses. Whether this relates to this year or previous year is not a matter of concern here. What is concerned here is that this much amount of cash outflow is there on account of certain expense. Let us understand this by taking an example. From this information, you are required to calculate cash outflow, and the information given here includes expenses incurred as per profit and loss account, that is 15,000. Outstanding expenses in the beginning, that is opening prepaid expenses, closing outstanding and closing prepaid. So now students, will prepare a table to calculate cash outflow on account of expenses. Cash outflow for expenses. We'll just have two columns, one for amount represented in rupees and the other one being particulars. Expenses incurred during the year, rupees 15,000. This will be our base figure. Expenses incurred during the year, rupees 15,000. Then to this figure we will add opening outstanding expenses, which in this case are given to be rupees 2,000, and closing prepaid expenses. Closing prepaid expenses, so which in this case are given to be 1,000. Once we add them, we'll get a total of 18,000. Out of this total, we will deduct. So I'll write less opening prepaid expenses. Opening prepaid expenses, which is 1,500. This figure will be subtracted, and closing outstanding expenses, which is 3,500. So a total of 5,000 will be deducted out of this. 13,000 is the amount that we will get, and this amount represents the cash outflow for expenses during the year.